Harvey, final home game of the season. Obviously, over the last 9 months, you've gone through like a range of emotions with your own fitness and playing time at the club.
Yeah.
When you look back over the last season, what have been your own personal highlights?
Yeah, I think my best moment is probably that Fylde game. Coming off the bench to score the goal, doing that Shearer celebration in front of the stand. It was quite a good moment for me. But for me personally, I feel like it's been a bit of a tricky season. I wanted to play like every minute. I wanted to show the fans what I can do, but I had some injuries here and stuff going on. But I think just comes down to next season. I want to show the fans what I've got.
What have you learnt about yourself as a player this season? Would you say?
I think I need to get a bit stronger, especially my shoulders. But it's good. This is probably like the first season in men's football where I've been with a team and not just on loan. Being part of that team and actually feeling like you're a group trying to push forward, it's been a good feeling. It's quite a good, atmosphere to be around. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed my time here so far. So hopefully next year can be a bit better.
With regards to this season, obviously it was disappointment with a 1-0 loss on Bank Holiday Monday. How frustrating was it that the red card happened? And at that point, were you thinking you can get 3 points here?
Yeah, I think we started off really well. It was always going to be a tricky game going to Eastleigh, I think. But I thought we were popping it at first, but everyone was playing with a bit of an aura. So when that red card happened, it was kind of like, oh. But we're still 10 good players on the pitch. Still I think we have enough to maybe win the game. Things didn't quite fall for us, or decision didn't quite go for us. I think the fans watching that could see that. So I think 3 points are definitely on the cards, but I think maybe just goes into the next game and get the win there.
I wanted to ask you about Harry Kite in terms of what he's done since he's come to the club, because I think everyone knew he's a high standard of player and he's a Football League player. But what has particularly impressed you about him in the few weeks that he has been here?
I think just like how quick he's kind of got into the group. When Kite comes in, he's funny. He's again got that bit of like an aura about him. It's good to be around them kind of people. I think obviously he brings all of his experience down, but he's like integrated into the group like really well. Get on really well with him. So and obviously he's a crazy good player. It's easy to play with him because you feel like Kite's going to find me here, or like in training. It's like, how's he done that? Do you know what I mean? But no, he's been a really good addition and good player.
If you were able to keep hold of him and go into next season, how good do you think a fully fit Harry Kite could be at this level?
Too good, I think. If he is fully fit here, I feel like people would probably want to take him away from us. But I think we've got really good players in this team, and I think we've shown in parts that we can challenge the big dogs in this league. Maybe not as consistent as we maybe wanted to be this season, but I think going into next year we should have all the confidence that we could be at the top of the table. Sutton
will be the club's final home game of the season. As a player group, how frustrating have you found it that the home form hasn't necessarily been as good as you'd wanted it to be? Yeah,
especially with like the fan base we have. They deserve wins. They deserve to have good football played for them. And I feel like we have done the kind of the good football side. I think it's just the winners that we're kind of missing. And like a team as big as Yeovil, they should be winning most of the home games. And I think that's just come down to not necessarily performances. I feel like we've performed well, but I think there's just been moments where things have gone against us, or decisions, or maybe like a mistake. But I think us as a team, next year we want to put on more of a show for them and win our home games.
Sutton have had in the league fairly similar season to yourselves, but are doing quite well in the cup. Obviously got the cup final next Tuesday. What type of challenge do you think they will bring to Hewish?
I mean, I didn't play against Sutton early in the year, so I'm not too sure. But I think no matter who comes to Hewish, they're always going to be in for a challenge. Like you said, we have needed to maybe win a few more games here, but I think if we can perform like we did against Forest Green and then hopefully hold out this time, there's no reason why we can't score a lot of goals and have fun doing it.
And as a group, with regards to motivation, no promotion, no relegation on the cards, does that almost, as a sense, free up the group in terms of what they're able to do on the pitch? And is there an added element of pressure because some players here won't be sure where they are next season? So what does that do for the final two games?
I think the lads who are obviously out of contract, they need to kind of show that they want to be here still, or they're fighting to get another team, or like either way, everyone's kind of fighting for something still. Like even the lads in contract, you know, we want to show the gaffer that, you know, we want to be here next season and that we can perform for him. So I think everyone's got their reasons for playing really well. But yeah, I think because obviously now we're safe, you know, maybe we can try a couple, you know, skill moves here and there. But I think it's still got to be really professional, and you know, we still want to get the win for the fans, and you know, put on a good show for them, but also do it well.
Good luck for Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Give your friends and colleagues the VIP treatment at Hewish Park. Book your very own matchday private hospitality box for up to 10 guests. Visit ytfc.net for details.